Whenever it's the end of the year, I like to make these flower jars for teachers at my kids' school. And they're really nice because you can hide candy inside of them and it just looks like a little flower dish. So we're going to take a mason jar or a ball jar. Any kind of canning jar works, but I like the amber ones because you can't see through them and I don't have to paint them. A hot glue gun. I'm not going to show the logo because I'm not sponsored. And the only reason I'm showing this is because Gorilla Glues hold really well. So Gorilla Glue, hot glue sticks are the ones that I usually go with. So we're going to put these on top of here. And first, in order to make sure that our lid stays together, we're going to put glue around the edges to hold the middle part into the jar top. So we're gonna put just like a little thin layer because again this is Gorilla Glue, so it holds really well and it dries really fast. Y'all are gonna have to bear with me. I kept forgetting where my camera angle was and my arm gets in the way a lot. You can remove the little hot glue strands. I like to, but usually they're not noticeable and it's already dry, so you can test it out, see if there's any spots, and I just go ahead and put it on the jar so that I can see how it looks as a whole while I'm working on the project. Now you take your hot glue, I call this the dot method. I just secure the first leaf and you can always add more glue later. Just a little dot and then line it up where you want it. You can make it look symmetrical, you can make it look natural, it's completely up to you. I have 4 leaves, so I'm going to join where I put glue on both leaves that are already down and the top. And then this one is just a dot on there. So those are different methods that you can use. It's just preference, or if you have your own style, that's fine too. I remove all of the little stringy things because I just think it looks a little bit better not to have strings. Now this is what holds your flower together. It's connected to the top. So we're just going to put some glue all around there to secure it onto the top. And it doesn't have to look fancy, no one's going to see this, but you need enough glue so that it doesn't pull off, which you can see it stays pretty upright whenever it dries. Another method is to glob it on. Now, this may not look like a good idea, but globbing on this glue gives it a little extra hold for your base. And then you can also put it on the top and bottom so it's secured to the top and the other flower, which is why I didn't glob the first flower. And then we're going to go ahead and glob this last flower, and then that will hold on to the other 2 flowers. We'll just poke that on in there, make sure they're together, so this way you get a beautiful flower from any angle. Just fluff up the flowers and make them look pretty. And this way it looks like flowers in a mason jar vase, but you can put your candies or whatever in here, which won't be able to be seen for the most part because of the darkness. Or if you want a bright color, you can paint it. Just check with the paint before you start painting. I add in a little extra security because I am going to be using this one personally, and I know that I will be opening it and closing it a lot. So just make sure that's dry and it should be good to go. I really like how this looks because it's very colorful. It adds a little bit of character to your desk, And instead of having, you know, jars full of buttons and bobbins and whatever else you put stuff in, you can have a little decorative accent. So for this, I'm just going to use it for my beads. I make shawl pins on my Etsy shop, and I use these beads a lot, but having a big tub of beads, it kind of gets in the way. So I'm going to put my beads and clean up my mess and put my beads into this jar so that it's a little bit more decorative. So whenever I go in to make my shawl pins, I can actually just open up my little flower jar and pull out a bead if I need it, and not have to worry about having a big tub and possibly spilling the beads everywhere like I did in this video, which happens a lot. So this is how I make my shawl pins. Now again, they're pretty secure, and then let me grab a extra one so I can show you how the final product usually looks. This one's not listed on my Etsy site yet, but it is secured on, and then I usually just paint the bottom part so that way it looks a little bit extra. And then I'm going to put the lid back on my jar, and then we are done. I hope everybody enjoyed this quick little video because I really enjoy making these, and I'll see you later.